Hello. In the extension AI assists for Gemini in Sheets and Docs, today we learn to use the Gemini function and the Gemini list function. So we already installed the add-on, set up the API key, and now we'll be seeing how the Gemini function works. We can always go to the documentation and see the Gemini functions documentation is here. So the Gemini functions ask for a prompt, an optional value, an optional temperature and model. So everything is here in the documentation. You can always refer back to it. So we just write Gemini and we see the pop-up came up for the function definition and example. So we'll write a simple prompt, let's say and we press enter, and the add-on will ask the Gemini API to return a response based on whatever the prompt that we have given. So as you can see, the API has given the response the top 10 healthy food choices. So this is how the Gemini function is used. We can have the prompt in a different cell and use the cell range instead. So this will basically send the prompt in A3 to the API and it just return a response. Okay, so we can have complex prompts a little bit more detailed. So for example, we are using prompt, let's say like this. The prompt is write a minute-long script for an advertisement about an SEO optimization agency targeting on Google My Business. So we click on enter and we wait for the response from the API. Now it's given a script for an advertisement. So you can see it's opening scene and people over there with dialogues, different dialogues, voiceovers, and a call to action later on. Okay, so this is how this can be used in a lot of real world use cases to get the script from the AI. Okay, another example is the Gemini list function, which basically works similar to the Gemini function, but instead the response is given in the list in different cells, in different rows, basically. So let's say we say top 5 fruits in the world. Yes. So these are the top 5 fruits, like maybe the popularity of these fruits. So the response is given in a list. So okay, let's use another complex sort of prompt. So we have written a prompt like generate 5 creative ways to use Instagram Reels for GW add-ons, a Google Workspace automation agency. Basically, you can this, for example, this is just any product, service, or a company name. So you can use your own. Okay, so it's given 5 ways where you can create Instagram Reels for your product or your company. It's like product demos, customer success stories, and whatnot. Similar to what we've demonstrated in the Gemini function, we can uh, have the prompt in a different cell and use the uh, value from there. And we can also add something at the end of the prompt. For example, we say this is the prompt. The value is basically anything you want to add at the end of the prompt. So let's say what we'll do is we'll add C1. So instead of company name, we'll say Gemini for Sheets and Docs add-on. Okay, so now the Gemini list will basically give us 5 YouTube video ideas for this particular product. So A1 comma C1. So A1 is the intro part of the prompt, and C1 is the value that we want to add at the end of the prompt. So it's given us uh, 5 video ideas in list format, like introduction to Gemini for sheets and docs, a guided tour, and also a little bit description about that, how to create a survey, how to use Gemini, how to collaborate on surveys, advanced features. So this is how we can use the Gemini function. We can also and the Gemini list function change the temperature or the model based on what we require. For example, the temperature, you can see in the documentation, the temperature is a number between 0 and 1. We want the AI to be very creative, so we give a number closer to 1, or we don't want much creativity, but exactly straightforward answers, so we bring it near to 0. So that is how the temperature is used. And we can have different models. Right now, the add-on only supports the Gemini Pro model plus the Gemini Pro Vision, which is coming in our next release. So for the text-based, right now it's only Gemini Pro. So we can also add manually here. Let's say 0.1 and Gemini Pro. So then it will give us response based on what we have written, and override the setting in the sidebar. Okay, so it's very, as you can see, it's not very creative right now. It basically gave us very straightforward things like using Gemini to create and manage tasks. Earlier it was more towards real world use cases. Now it's just simple text responses. So this is how the Gemini and the Gemini list function works. More of the functions are coming soon, and we'll update our documentation based on that. And we'll also create videos on how to use those functions. If you have any comments, any feedback that you want us to implement in this add-on, please, you can always share in the comment section. Thank you.